this is this. The petitioner for each item will come forward, state your name, and present his or her request. You can adjust the microphones, please, to get close to your mouth so that the recording devices will pick it up for the purpose of doing the minutes. The board will ask any questions that they may have after you present. Then anyone wishing to speak to the proposal will ask to come forward and voice their opinions, and you can do that at either of the two podiums. If there are sides to any question about the project, each side will have 10 minutes to speak. All comments should be about the project being presented. This is not a venue to air personal grievances. If you hear the gavel, you are out of order, and if you persist, you will be removed from the meeting. Once your request is heard and the board's decision is rendered, you may leave the meeting. However, if you have questions for staff, please wait until after the meeting is over to ask them, or you may contact staff at the office on the following day. Once public testimony and discussion for a particular item is concluded, the members of the board will deliberate and render a decision. Members with a personal or financial interest in any request are required to recuse themselves from voting. All decisions by the Architecture Review Board are final. Any person having a request for a certificate of appropriateness denied by the board may appeal such denial to the Montgomery County Circuit Court. Any such appeal will be filed with the Circuit Court within 30 days of the receipt of the notice of the final decision of the board. We have 6 people here tonight? Yes, so we've got plenty to pass motions. But if your favorite Architecture Review Board member is not here, so you're afraid you're not going to get a good vote, you may delay your project until the next meeting. You need to tell us when we call on you. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce members of the Architecture Review Board. We have Elizabeth Brown, Jake Johnson, John Hayden, Kalia Bell, Hillary Morgan, and Katie Holmes. Williams, I'm sorry. Where did I get that?
She was married to Tom Cruise, though.
There we go.
Okay.
Land use staff, Sean Rose, Warren Adams, Russell Stringer, and Tanya Ingram. All right. First project is, y'all, they put everything on the computer for me today, so I have to switch back and forth. This is dangerous, very dangerous. All right. First question is, request for approval after the fact for the removal of a tree from the property at 1524 Gilmer Avenue, Barry, Cobb. Mr. Cobb, how nice to see you again. Hi. Go ahead.
Well, we did the preservation plan with coordination with Mr. Stringer and Mr.
Okay.
Rose. I think he could probably explain some of the details on that, maybe a little bit more finesse than I could.
It seemed very complete.
It does, yeah, it is very thorough indeed. The landscaping in general is coming along, also, just as a whole, front and back. What else would be required?
So you had a tree service look at the trees and make recommendations for pruning.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
And those
yes,
sorts of things, yes.
And feeding, I think, in weight reduction, like some kind of weight mitigation.
With trees the age of yours, that's probably a good idea.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are there any comments from the audience? Ms. Callaway, good evening.
Good evening. Garden District Preservation Association, I'm Laura Callaway. If Mr. Stringer is happy, we are happy.
All right. May I have a motion to, any comments? Is Mr. Stringer, are you happy?
We're satisfied. He's given the board everything the board requested. So.
All right, thank you.
All right, everyone wait now.
Don't.
I'm awake now.
All right. May I have if there any comments from the board? If not, may I have a motion?
I move to approve as submitted.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Would there be anything else? Would there be anything else?
Nope.
Thank you.
You may go and do good work. Project by Cassie Warren. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Yep. Ms. Warren on Magnolia Curve, 2001 Magnolia Curve. On to the next project. She's making our agenda run smoothly here. All right, Shane Knockemus. Or I probably didn't pronounce your name right.
Close enough.
All right.
All right, hello.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm asking for approval to replace front door, which is showing some signs of wood rot, and also tear down an old dilapidated privacy fence on one side of the property and clearing out the overgrowth behind it and improving the aesthetics of that spot of the yard.
Are there any comments from the audience about this project? I like any of your doors.
Yeah, I've decided to go with the first door on the list, and I see that's the one that the board recommends as well. So
Well, it's the one I would have, it's my favorite one too, so
yeah.
everybody's
That's the
gonna be
best one.
happy. Well, it kind of, your house was remodeled, must have been remodeled in the 50s or something, so it's got some 50s kind of vibes, but it's obviously an older house, so this kind of gives you a more historic look to the front door.
Yeah.
Probably more like what was there.
Shane, is that what color about the door? I mean, I don't know if it matters. Are you going to leave it kind of that wood grain color, or you're going to paint it?
Yeah, it's a mahogany door, which is, it's going to be a beautiful door, but
Yeah.
I'm kind of leaning towards painting it blue
To match the window boxes.
to match the window boxes in the existing door color.
Same or similar to what you have now, I guess?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
As close as possible.
No problem with it.
All right, and replace the fence or take it down? Both.
I'm gonna, the longer area, I'm gonna take that down, and over by the shed, I'm gonna have to put something up there to maintain some privacy there. And, you know, after we clear it out, you know, the neighbor and I are gonna get together and see what we think. You know, maybe a farm-style fence running along there, but definitely not a privacy-style fence.
Okay.
That's there now.
All right. Any questions from the board? From the audience? Then may I have a motion?
I move to approve as presented and allow for the door to either remain mahogany or be painted the same blue as the existing
All right,
plant boxes and existing door color.
all right. Second, that motion?
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? All right. We look forward to seeing these improvements.
Great, thank y'all.
All right. Sarah Rogan, 1931 Norman Bridge Court, Garden District.
Good evening. I am requesting permission to demolish the outbuilding at the end of my driveway. It is rotting and leaning and collapsing. So yes.
No garage of this period that's been left in the Garden District for long is in good shape.
Oh.
I think it's okay and should be saved.
Look at Mr. Aswell, maybe he can repair, I doubt it, John. You're good. John's very good, but I don't, you would probably look at this and say,
It has seen better days.
It has seen,
Yeah.
A whole lot better.
yes, yes.
And it's been that way since I moved in the house almost a year ago, so
Yeah.
I didn't cause that. It happened.
that wasn't done in a year.
Are there any comments from the audience on this project?
Laura Calloway, Garden District Preservation Association. We do not have any objection, although it is sad to lose all of our old garages.
It is indeed.
But I would not want to have to pay to put that one back in its original conditions.
No.
Just real quick, Sarah, do you plan to replace it right now, or maybe it? No?
Maybe in the future, but definitely not right now.
Okay.
I would just want to, kind of maybe lay some grass, make it pretty, make it nice, but I'm not sure
Yeah,
about.
you need to get that one out of there. I guarantee you got some nice little sliverers probably.
Yeah.
We'll be watching for snakes on Norman Bridge Court, on Winthrop Court.
I know, I
Thank you
put
very
out rat
much.
traps this past weekend. Go ahead and get ahead of that problem.
Just remember, if you do want to build, please come see us first.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Move to approve and submit it.
Second.
All right. All in favor? All right.
Great, thank you.
You're very welcome. Lee Louise? Lee Louise?
All right.
I pass by this house all the time. Calandria de la Cruz, 2232 St. Charles Avenue.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, I am requesting permission to paint the fascia and the trimming of the windows and doors black.
Is there anyone from the audience to speak to this project? Comments from the board?
Are you planning on doing this around the entire house or just the front?
No, it's just going to be around the house entire.
Around the entire house?
Yes.
So when you say black, what specific parts of the windows are we talking about?
The fascia, like the board, and all around the window trims and the doors, the window, like the trimming around the windows and doors.
So like the board going around, like the big board about that
Yes.
wide going around the windows?
Yes.
And then the board that's at the top of your house doing this?
Yes.
I would say that painting the windows themselves, the sashes, the parts that go up and down, that painting them black is a very traditional thing to do, but bringing back black out onto the face of the house is not a very traditional thing to do, and it might look a little stark.
I agree with what your comment. I believe that just the railing being black, and with the contrast of the glass, the panes of glass, that being the darkness, I think that lends itself to be dark enough. But that's my opinion.
Well, you are on the board, so your opinion is important.
Yeah, traditionally those are trim colors, a lot of times lighter colors. It's almost going to look like a Sharpie outline around your house, which is probably not the most traditional method.
Probably in a time maybe 30 years earlier, house colors would have been darker, and a color that might look black but might be dark brown or dark green would have been used on trim. But with the White House,
color,
the
yeah.
black trim is going to be, I think, it's going to be too dark. It's going to look too stark. But painting the sashes, the window sashes is fine. And I don't mind the rail, you've already painted that rail, that's
Yeah.
a lot of little bitty pieces too.
The statues are
Yeah.
also painted.
Yeah.
So I think I like the house the way you have it in the picture. I don't know if I would paint those trim pieces at all, except white like they are.
Are there any other comments from the board?
I think traditionally, I like the way it is, but I really don't see a problem with the painting. But then I'm not the window paint guy, y'all. Especially kind of eyes in other areas.
Well,
What was the comment earlier about painting the vertical, not the horizontal? Is that what you were saying, Madam Chair?
No,
Okay, then
We're talking about this.
painting the window
Don't
sashes.
painting that,
okay.
okay?
Black
But they're
would be,
also
would be a
talking about
traditional
not
thing to do.
painting
It
all.
looks like they might be
So that's
white. I can't tell over the, under
No,
the
statues
screens.
look like they're painted black.
Okay. But I think the window trim, the fascia around the windows and the piece at the top, I think they probably need to remain white like they are. May I have a motion if there's consensus on this?
I added another picture of another property that I painted like that. I mean, I don't know if you can.
But that house is like a 1960s tri-level. Your house is not that.
This is another 30 years after your house, maybe even as much as 50 years.
So that you're not really comparing apples and apples. It's like an apple and a kumquat.
I will say that at 2219, there St. Charles, there is a white house with gray trim and a gray porch that might not be so obtrusive, but that would somewhat change the color of your banisters or your railing going across, because this is definitely not a black, it's a gray and white palette.
I mean, the house right now is white, the whole house. It used to be like brown. Okay, so it is, I'm just trying, to make it look nicer, so, but I don't know. The other color that you had, it was green on the windows.
Are you totally opposed to something other than black?
No, I can pick something else. I mean,
Because these houses that I'm seeing with the white and gray, they look nice and clean, and it's that dark, more rich color is not as obtrusive as a black. Like, I can understand your house being white, and then if you had shutters, they could be black, because that's somewhat typical in different areas, but the painting that wood, that black, to me, it detracts from just the overall beauty of the house. But I do like the gray.
Are we ready for a motion?
How does everybody feel about the colors?
Is there anybody to speak to this topic?
I asked that already. We don't have anyone from Capitol Heights, so we don't know how they feel about it.
I don't like any of it. I don't like the color in general.
I'm with you, Cleo. I don't really care. Like the gray's fine. I prefer to see gray over black.
Okay. If we allow her to do a different choice of a gray, does she still need to come back, or can she just submit a different?
She could pick colors off the palette at the office and not come back.
Okay.
Well, and the other thing too is usually when you paint trim, it's more than just the two fascia pieces. It's usually the
The jam.
The jams around the door, the thing, and that thing, your vent, your outlookers. I mean, you know, it's more than just that one board that's very one-dimensional. So that the application of trim paint should be more cohesive.
All right, I'm going to try for a motion myself. The board disapproves of painting the trim on the house besides the sashes of the windows in a black color, but reflects its openness to another dark color that's not so dark as black is. And if you pick a color that's on the palette in the office, then you wouldn't need to come back to the board for any approval on it.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
All right?
Second.
All right. All in favor? Okay. Thank you.
Now do the vote again, please.
What?
Do the vote again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, got it.
All right. Cameron Bell, 3333 Lexington Road.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm here seeking approval to add a restroom on the backside of my house. It would be a hardy lap siding, painted white with white trim, about a 14 by 8 bathroom addition.
And you have nice drawings, making it easy to make a decision.
That's what I learned in school.
You've been to the Architecture Review Board enough times, have you not?
I have.
All right. Any comments from the audience? Mr. Colvin?
Charlie Colvin with the CIA, and we have no objections to the project. In fact, this little house has been growing and getting better as more people have made improvements, so we're in favor of it.
All right. Any comments from the board?
I have just one. Your gable ends have a return at the end, you know, like it returns in like this versus just going straight, like your drawing does. You do plan to continue that? I'm guessing that the proposed just didn't know how to draw the little ends.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you need to have the returns at the end of the gables.
And the same kind of trim that your house currently has there.
Okay.
Any other comments?
I have one, Madam Chair. Ms. Ingram, there was a letter in the packet, I think approval from February 2022. That work's still planned, and this is just addition to it?
That would be a question for Sean.
Sean, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's right. Let me get back to the letter here. So, this was a prior approval by the Architectural Review Board, and only, I think it's the second bullet point on that. That's the only one that was actually completed. So this is just a renewal, since you all already approved it. And yes, the work still will be done under this project.
Okay.
Quick question. The wood paneling on that side, are you actually changing it out, or are you covering the brick with that paneling, or is that just kind of?
That would be the addition to the house.
This piece is coming forward.
Oh, he's adding to
Yes,
that
he's
piece.
adding
Okay, gotcha.
addition.
Okay.
I'm bringing that brick wall out 8 feet.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, I didn't scroll down. I missed that whole page.
It's easy to do. And when you finish this, I could use just the same similar idea on the back of my house. That would be very nice.
I'm doing my bath right now.
Yep. All right.
I move to approve as submitted.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck. All right, John Aspinwall, 3355 Lexington Road.
Good evening.
How are you?
What we propose is to take the steel windows that are the side one is rusted out completely and falling apart, take them out and match the existing windows that's on the house. There's 6 over 1, and put those windows in.
Looks like one of those windows on the west has been replaced earlier with a non-conforming window, if my eyes don't deceive me. Well,
I'm not hearing, I'm sorry.
That's all right, that's all right. I'm just noticing now.
It looks like you're going to replace it with a window that's almost 2 inches taller. $35 and 7/8 by 61 and 7/8, or is that wider? The 34 by 62. Maybe that's.
Miss Williams, I don't think he can hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry. When I read this, it says the ribbon of 3 double hung windows on the front.
Yes, they're double hung. The existing windows are double hung, yes.
And the existing ones measure 34 by 62 inches?
Yes,
And you're going to replace it with some that are almost 36 by 62
No,
inches?
what they're replacing is those metal casement windows.
It's almost exact size that they'll fit in.
So okay, that was my concern. I didn't want you to mess with the brick.
Yeah, it's going to fit in that opening, the same windows. The steel windows were basically the same height and everything as the wood windows on the rest of the house.
Okay.
Comments from the audience?
Charlie Colvin with the CIA. We have no objections to the project.
All right. Are we ready for a motion?
I move to approve.
I've got one thing.
Okay.
Money-wise, the people that have bought it are asking if they can replace the side windows, which are completely falling apart right now, and then a little bit later on, they'll replace the front. It won't be that both sides are changed at one time, but just in short time, there should be. We'll do the front.
I don't think that matters, does it?
Yeah, if we get an approval from the board, that approval is good for 1 year. So,
Okay.
yeah, you'll have time.
Okay.
I move to approve as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
You opposed?
I'm abstaining.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank y'all.
Is that it? Is there
Do we
one
have
more?
anybody come in? We skipped 2. Did anyone come in?
What,
The 2 that we skipped.
it was Lee Louise, and I don't know the other person that was.
The very first.
Cassie Warren was
Yeah.
the first one.
Okay. Well, I guess not.
No, that we skipped.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has come in,
right.
so I'll table those for next month
Okay.
and reach out to them. We do have section 2 of the design guidelines at the very end of the agenda. If you all have any comments,
Okay.
we'd love to hear them.
We also need to approve the minutes from the last meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes that were mailed out? And they stand approved as read, as mailed. Thank you. Is there any other items to be discussed in the meeting? If not,
So, Madam Chair?
yes?
Sean, you're asking about comments on section 2. If you don't get comments tonight, what does that mean?
You can send them to us.
Yeah, it's fine. You can send them to me at a later time. That's no problem. So either you can hand deliver at the next meeting or email to me or deliver to our office, however is convenient for you, if you have comments about it.
This is the only one I wanted about.
All right,